Welcome to the Juice Run podcast. I'm your host, Keywan Juice Moses, reporting live from my studio space. Thank you so much for tuning into my platform. My name is Keywan Moses, nickname Juice. The Juice Run podcast is an incredible podcast that I'm bringing to the forefront about healing, about creativity, about transcending, networking, laughs, comedy, all aspects, and mainly the key is to showcasing those with that duality, showing those jacks of all trades, those who wear many hats, those who are multifaceted, multi-hyphenated individuals like myself. I'm a stand-up comedian, actor, entertainer, but I'm also a financial professional, credit analyst, do that in the banking industry for a long time as well. Bachelor's degree in economics, shout out to alma mater, Wichita State University. You dig? And just want to talk a little bit about myself. This is the first episode of the pod, introducing the Juice Master that is myself. Why the Juice Run? Why Juice? Why is that your name? Like, well, who is Juice? That's my nickname, Juice. It's a nickname that I was coined by my late great-grandfather, Charles Shorty Jackson, who used to, when he would babysit me, the story is behind Juice, why they call me Juice, is when they would babysit me as a kid, I would scream and trip if you didn't have juice. I would throw a fit. If you was watching me, if you didn't have juice in your fridge or on deck at your place, I would raise hell if you did not have that. And I would just scream and cry, I want juice, I need juice. That's what they always said. You always bitch a nigga playing, I want juice, fucking juice head, juice. So they would just call me Juice. Juice Monster, that was the name. Juice Monster, Keywan Juice. That was my nickname, Juice. And I didn't wear my chain. All the future episodes, you will see my chain that I got Juice. I got a custom chain that say Juice on it, gold. If you know me, you've seen the chain. But Juice, and the Juice Run because Juice Run, be running the juice. Like if you understand the definition behind juice, you understand that has a lot to do with influence, being a magnet, having that power, having that respect in what you do, having the pull. You know what I mean? Juice is when you can come, like when you see like those beautiful women come up to the club and it's a line, let's say it's a beautiful club and it's a line of like 30 plus people and you see them beautiful ones like walk to the front and holler at the door guy and get let in, them young ladies, they have juice. And some of them have juice because they look good, because they just blessed with good genetics. But some of them times, a lot of them ladies, you don't know, they know that door guy, or they know that door guy's mama or his girlfriend or watch his kids. Like they got some kind of juice and pull to get through doors. You know what I'm saying? We don't wait in lines. We create our own lane. That's a big forefront and frame foundation of what I want to build this podcast off of. Excuse the bugs. This podcast off of is running the juice. Like, and going back to my origination with my nickname, as I grew up, as I walked more in my purpose, I was able to achieve a lot more juice and influence in what I do. Like I became the plug in a sense. You know what I'm saying? If you're the juice, you got the juice, that means you the plug. You got motion, as these young kids say. You got the motion to get it done. You know what I mean? Making something out of nothing. That's what the juice is about. So we run the juice, and I'm big on health, fitness as well. So not just the figurative language of what juice is, but the literal aspect too of like running the juice, like juicing. Like I love to juice. Shout out Juice Land. I'm in Austin, Texas, reporting live. Shout out Juice Land as well. I love the juice. I love the kale and the apples and the strawberry and the pineapple and the plums and et cetera, et cetera. I love quality, fresh, organic juice as well. And love to showcase that, all things to help my metabolism, because my metabolism has always been cheeks. My metabolism has always been booty cheeks. So anything that I can find to juice, in a sense, my metabolism, I always love to do that. You can always catch me in the sauna. Always catch me doing cardio, juicing, smoothies, protein in every aspect of what I do. So that's a big aspect of that. But I'm a man of many hats, man. I am a stand-up comedian first. I always love making people laugh. Like, it's nothing makes me happier than to make folks laugh. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm an actor. I'm a writer. I am an improv professional as well, trained with improv. Shout out to Flying Pig Improv in Wichita, Kansas. That's where I got my education on improv. Shout out my girl Jessie, was the instructor there. I've done short form and long form with improv, and I've been doing stand-up for a long time before I started actually doing improv. And that's improv, that's what they do like on SNL, like that Saturday Night Live and the Groundlings, etc. Like, that's what those guys are doing. It's a yes and. Yes and. If you know anything about improv, yes and. Take somebody's funny idea or premise and add to it. Don't counter. Don't say no, like, no, not that. This. No, like, it's yes, that, and this. Collaborate. So it just makes you a better artist and creative. Those who don't know, improv is the yes and business. So, and that's something that you can take. That's one particular lesson from improv that I take and I apply to all aspects of my life. It's like yes and, especially in a relationship, friendships, family. Like, take their ideas and perspectives and build on them. Like, don't try to take from folks. Don't try to one up somebody's idea, or like, oh no, that's cool, but this is better. No, that and this. Like, that's cool. A double cheeseburger is fire. Yes, and some crispy, dope, fresh seasoned fries as well. You know what I'm saying? If I could take the burger, a little double cheeseburger from Five Guys, let me get yes, and a fresh batch of Wingstop's fries. A large order, you know what I'm saying? Yes, and figuratively. I use these big back comparisons. I'm talking about fitness. But no, truly aspects. Cheat days are important as well. I want to talk about my upbringing as well. The legend behind the nickname, man, is the juice. Like, I have to keep the juice running and maintaining the juice run. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the Juice Run podcast. Favorite juice is pineapple juice. It's the favorite. It's the best. It's amazing for you. I hail from Wichita, Kansas. Hail from the city that always sleeps, the illustrious Wichita, Kansas. That's where I got my childhood, where I'm born and raised, where my family still is. I moved here to Austin late 2022, and the biggest reason why I decided just to create my own joint is that I got tired of the exclusivity of the pods here. You know what I mean? Like, not just here, but just all over the country. Like, I got tired of the exclusivity because a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, people only recommend like other people that they know to be on the pod. And I got tired of asking folks or being left on red or not even being responded to or read to be on their podcast. And I was like, hey man, that ain't what we do. That's not how we created the juice in the first place. Like, you create juice on your own too, by getting it out the mud on the independent aspect as well. Out the trunk, Too Short, Larry June, E40, Master P, like independent, Tech Nine. I can't like the independent aspect. I'm a huge hip hop fan as well. That's what I was raised upon, that individuality, that entrepreneurship as well. So it's like, that's a big part of the juice run. Like, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of like big machines out here in Austin area, California area, etc. Like, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of like big machines, but I understand the true aspect of like substantial longevity. You got to create that platform on your own, which is something that I always showcase. So this podcast is going to be super big on supporting local businesses, specifically local Black businesses. So those who are listening to me audibly, this is a Black man in your presence. This is the voice of a Black bearded, talented man from Kansas. Yes, there are Black people in Kansas. They still there. Not only is it Blacks, you have bougie Blacks. Yeah, we got ratchet Blacks. We got a whole variety, whole plethora, myriad of Blacks where I come from, all different shapes and sizes, literally shapes and sizes, you dig. Some of us have teeth, some of us don't. Some of us have credit, some of us don't. Some of us have warrants, some of us don't. Some of us have degrees, some of us don't. We are not monolith. We are not monolithic. We come in so many different shapes and sizes. Buddy, I'm from Wichita, Kansas. Graduated from Wichita State University with a bachelor's degree in economics, 2017. I got the bachelor's degree, graduated from college. It's wild work. Some of these cats, they graduated high school the same year. It's crazy. It's crazy where we live now. I'm an Aquarius, born January 24th. If you're listening to this, happy birthday to me. Turned 32 this year. I guess it was just the Magic Johnson year, whatever. I don't like saying Magic Johnson year. Well, I guess Magic Johnson on the court, legendary. So yeah, it's my Magic Johnson year this year. Turned 32. Been doing comedy now for a good 10 years now. And it's been amazing. It's been absolutely amazing in education on its peaks and valleys, man. Sometimes it ain't enough time in the week for me to do all these shows. So where I literally have to like space and push times out and like, yo, let me go on last. Yo, can I go on first? Blah, 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 double book. You know, sometimes you have sometimes where you're overbooked. And in some aspects, you use that the crib twiddling your thumbs, like, yo, like, do I gotta add? Like, it's so many peaks and valleys. It is a marathon, not a sprint. And moved out here to Austin to further manifest the dream. I was a big fish in a small pond in Wichita, and just wanted to move here to see if I could swim. And not only can I swim figuratively, but I learned how to swim literally 2023 at 29 years old. Learn how to swim because a lot of these, you know, the only thing about Austin is, for once, a lot of white people, a whole lot of whites. It's one of the headquarters for whites, it's a whole lot of whites. But it's a big lake city. Everybody has lakes. There's Lake Way, and everybody let it go on boat trips. And, you know, you don't want to turn down the invitation. I got lots of boat trip invitations. Like, it never fails every year. Like, I get like 2 or 3 boat trip invitations. And you don't want to be the guy who stays on the boat trip. And I did that too many times. I was like, man, I feel like a punk. Not being know how to swim. It's very on brand as a black man, not knowing how to swim and not having the best relationship with my father, but it is what it is. We are healing both of those aspects. Shout out my pops. Have a much better relationship now with my pops. My pops, he invested in his pod. He's invested in the juice. You know what I'm saying? He's big on business. My pops, when they got him a trade, he's a welder, been welder since 2002. Invested in the business as well, a lot of the equipment, you know what I mean? So shout out Pops. So proud that I'm healing my relationship with my Pops. And I'm proud I learned how to swim, goddammit. So yeah, I learned how to swim, man. Got a life jacket. I brought my own life jacket. I learned how to swim. It was I bought my own life jacket from Walmart, and it matched my trunks. I was so like removed from the whole boat, being on the ship life. I didn't realize that like these boats have their own life jackets. I didn't even know that. But they got the whack like prison orange jackets that don't properly latch around your back anyway. So the one that I bought, like it clips and it's really nice. And I was able to conquer a lot of the fear of the water on the trip. Shout out the black lady, I forget her name, that was working the boats for the party that I went to in Lakeway. It's a lovely older black woman that was a mother, and she just could see, sense, and smell my fear for the water. And she just saw me, and she just like a straight up mama bear. And she was like, "You good?" She was talking to me, and she's like, "You know how to swim?" I was like, "No, man." I was like, "I'm scared." She's like, "You're not gonna." She's like, "You got this life jacket, or you're not gonna drown." She's like, "And I am a trained professional. I'm not gonna let you drown." She's like, "Scientifically, it's not possible for you to drown while you have this jacket properly latched on your body. So you just go." And I was like hesitating, and there was a big slide on the second floor of the it was a double-decker boat. She's like, "But just go off the slide. That's why you ain't even gotta think about it. You get on the slide and you just automatically ejected into the water. You just rip the bandage." And I did it, conquered it, and then started just jumping in the deep end on my own at the local pools. my big grown ass, and I did it and I accomplished it. So breaking generational curses. That's not a word. Breaking generational curses. And learning how to swim. Learned how to swim 2-3 years ago. But yeah, man, that was a big aspect of coming out here to Austin. I got a lot folks love being in the water out here, so I had to conquer that. Doing that with my comedic journey, toured with lots of heavy hitters, Bill Bellamy, Mike Epps. The list it goes pretty far. Lots of members, 2/3 of the 85 South. Done shows with DC and Carlos Miller, the greats. Yeah, man, just doing my thizzle out here. I am currently in production and rehearsal and filming the classic August Wilson play Fences. I part of the Temple Civic Theater production out here. Temple is like 50 minutes north of Austin, and local community theater. And I auditioned and got a role as Corey and understudying for Lions. The shows will be on the first 2 weekends of February 2026. First 2 weekends of February 2026. Get them. They are available to be purchased online right now. So producing for that. Rehearsals resume tomorrow, and so on and so forth. But continuing the acting aspect as well. Theater is where you become a great actor. Like, it's most of your favorite actors that you have, they didn't become great through movies. Most of them became great on stage, theater, plays, musicals, classes, etc. Like Denzel Washington and Samuel L. Jackson and Viola Davis, they will all tell you to this day that in order for them to become the household names they are now with these movies, they mastered their craft with theater and stage. So I always respect that craft as well as stand-up and improv as well. So yeah, absolutely. Have that play coming up in February. It is a Black play, Black family, and we are, and the shows are in Black History Month. So proud to be a part of it. You know, so it's a Black play, Black plot, Black cast, Black characters, and we are showcasing the play performing in Black History Month. It is freaking iconic. I'm so excited for that. So super dope. Got that coming up. You don't know my pedigree as well as an actor as well. Can check me out. My films, Unsurety, PPP Long Gone, Pearl 2, all on Tubi, all on Amazon Prime. Check me out. My lovely threesome gone wrong in the film Unsurety. That clip of me reacting to the stud walking in, the uninvited stud. Well, the stud was invited. Walking in, and my response, that keeps going viral every couple of months. So it's on Instagram, etc. And my handle on everything is KMO Jokes, KMO Jokes on everything. So be sure to go check me out on that, just to follow what I'm doing up to date now. Yes, absolutely. Just wanted to give y'all just a quick breakdown of where I come from, the journey, what I got going now. Yes, man. So like on the pod, the key, the whole framework, the whole perspective of running the juice and what I'm looking for are the gems of the knowledge that people are gaining through life, through trial and error, through family, through friends. Like, I'm gonna ask you these questions. We're gonna go through the typical back and forth of the podcast, you know, shoot the shit, get to know each other, background, Yes. However, what was the lessons? I'm searching for the lessons of what we've been through. I want to showcase that in our aspect, like showcase the lessons in the duality and the multiple hats that we wear, but also finding the juice in these gems and these fruit. Like, I like to compare the gems that we have, 2 pieces of fruit, and juice it and break it down and give it to the people in exchange for each other. Like, I want to learn as well from a lot of people and also teach as I can and just keep that going. the juice running the juice in every aspect of what we go through. Because like I don't like to look at losses as losses. That was a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like you can learn from that situation. Whatever heartache, whatever trial, tribulation you've been through, it's a lesson there. So don't be afraid to embrace it, focus, and process that. Because there's gems in that you can pay forward. And if you do it right, you can monetize that too, what you've been through. So it's like, it's very possible to monetize what you've been through. That made me think of this comedy competition that I had at the Looney Bin. From Wichita, Kansas, my home club back home was, of course, the only comedy club there was the Looney Bin Comedy Club. It was closed a couple years ago, but I hear they're in talks of reopening the Looney Bin Comedy Club in Wichita. And situation that I did, where as far as like monetizing like shit you've been through, I remember a judge had said on my comment card for the competition, I took third in the competition, and I was a crowd favorite. And a judge I put on my comment card, he said, Key One was a pinch too urban, but hilarious. That shit kerfuffled me. I was outdone. I was beyond confused. I was perplexed by that. That shit was beyond intriguing. I was insulted at the same. I was insulted, and then I was like interested in understanding the truth and the history behind it. Like what? Because that was definitely a metaphor. He said urban, but he meant it in the literal too. So it was a lot of layers to it, and I broke that down. And it was like I could have taken that in a very offensive way, but I took that, stole that, and applied that to a lot of my merch and a lot of my handles and a lot of my themes, and made a lot of money off the whole phrase being a pinch too urban, because a lot of people can relate to trying to be marginalized into a certain aspect. But what I took from that, he was still a pinch too racist in his comment, but he still didn't give me my props and said I was hilarious. He was like, I was a little too more black from his premeditated black meter that he had for black people before I got up there, but he still gave it up and said I was funny, which was hilarious. So yeah, man. The comedic journey, doing my thing. It's 2026, and we out here. Once again, it's on, we doing it. And I also want to talk about finance as well as creativity. Like two big things about this podcast is going to be about financial and creativity. I want to push financial literacy, financial independence, stability, security, especially for my minorities, especially for my lower income, especially for my people who don't come from money, especially for my people searching for gems and how to get that. So I definitely want to run that juice as well. My aspect of what I've learned, of course, the cliche things is minimizing your debt, having a budget. But to simplify that is, knowledge is power. Know how much you got coming in. Know how much you got going out. Know how much you make every month after tax. Every month. Write that down. Calculate. The key, my gem, just my one-on-one, financial one-on-one is knowledge is power. So know how much you bringing in. Okay, write that down. Okay, how many times you get paid a month? Okay, you get paid every 2 weeks, every week, twice a month, once a month. Shout out my teachers. Y'all are amazing. But like, whatever your salary is, break it down to a month after tax. Okay. Break down your bills by priority aspect. My granny always taught me the way to prioritize bills. First of all, I have somewhere to live. I have somewhere to stay. So whatever your rent, mortgage, that's number one. That's first. Shout out my people who have the luxury of not having to pay rent or mortgage. Shout out myself and my uncle. I'm one of those people I don't have to pay rent right now. By the grace of God. First time I don't like to have to pay rent. Anyway, number one expense is that rent, that mortgage, whatever that is. Because that's first. That's supposed to get paid first. At the absolute least, gotta have somewhere to stay. Number two, you gotta be able to get to and fro. Car note. What is your car payment? What is your car insurance? If you're one of those people that is fortunate enough to be gifted a car, or you don't have a car note, however you came across that blessing, That's one less thing you got to worry about. Keep the insurance on that thing, keep the maintenance up on that thing. If you ain't got no car note, there is really, really, really no reason why your car's maintenance should not be up to par if you ain't got no daggone car note. You don't have a monthly car payment. Yes, and staying on top of your maintenance of your car. One thing is like with cars, they're a lot like people. Before they break down, they show signs. Cars are a lot like people in relationships. Before whatever the breaking point was, the signs were there at the beginning. Most cars, all cars, they gonna communicate you signs. They gonna tell you. Like these new, pretty much any car made after 2014, that marquee, that system right there, that's not a suggestion. The thing that the car is telling you is not suggesting you do this. It's telling you to do this before shit goes haywire. You asking for rides or hopping in Ubers. Listen to your car. Maintenance. So somewhere to stay, transportation, and utilities. If you pay for your phone, if you got your phone got internet, utilize that hotspot. If they're not gonna charge you extra, utilize that hotspot. That's one less thing you gotta do, so you ain't gotta worry about Wi-Fi. Go to the coffee shop, use other people's free Wi-Fi. Anyway, lights. Maintain your lights. Keep the lights off if you're not there. You can't see that if you're not there. But yeah, your utilities. And on the financial aspect of that is, okay, if there is an aspect of where your expenses outweigh your income, you got to the first thing you got to do is cut your income. Cut your expenses. Cut your expenses first. Got to try to minimize that to the best of your abilities. Try to cut that down and live below your means. Like live as financially prudent as you possibly can, and stop looking for ways to hike up your debt. And but that's just for survival. That's just for survival and just getting through life and just maintaining a state of strength and being able to put yourself in a position to lend in case you need to do it. Especially for my men, especially for all the men, to be financially independent. It's too many of us, I'm speaking from experience as well, living off women, living off this person, living off that person. So the key is to have your own financial independence. So I'm definitely telling you that is just know how much you got coming in, bro. If you know how much you got coming in, you'll know how much you're allowed to go out because you know you have it. And if you lucky enough to be living with somebody, take advantage of that situation and save and create and do as much as you possibly can to set yourself up so that way you don't remain there. You don't remain codependent on somebody. But to speak even above that on the financial aspect is remaining your character, keeping your credit character strong in this world. Having strong credibility and strong credit in this world gives you so much more motion. So much more motion. Having good credit gives you so much more motion and accessibility to do the things that you want to do. It's having that credit card, keeping your expenses under control. So, like with the car note, the key, if you ever let your car note get more than 30 days past due, it marks on your credit report as a late payment. 30 days on the mark. Sometimes they do it shorter because some months don't have 30 days in it. So want to know the 30-day mark. If you have not paid that car note, it deducts and docks you on your credit report as a late payment. And that's something that people keep in mind when you apply for mortgages, when you apply for credit cards, when you apply for car payments or loans and aspects. Okay, did you paid it, but did you pay it on time? So the key is paying on time to the absolute best of your ability and keeping that up and just keeping your balance down as low as you possibly can. We'll get into credit cards and how to trick yourself to stay out of that. Sometimes you got to trick yourself and keep access from it away and things like that. But yeah, I'm a credit analyst there today, commercial credit analyst. I've been doing that for 4 years now. I'm doing stand-up for 10, been acting the longest actually. I've been acting since I was 15, so I was 2009. I was 17 years ago. In high school, sophomore year in high school, in predominantly white school. Northwest High School, shout out Mr. Lundeen. We didn't get along at the end, but he definitely was a big pivotal role in my comedic talent and role. There was a production at Northwest called Raisin in the Sun. They had announced that the drama department, they're doing a Raisin in the Sun. It's a predominantly white school. And at this point in Hollywood, we were seeing a lot of people have white people in black roles because it wasn't, I don't know where it was casting or produced. I don't know why. I don't know why you would have a white person play a black role when there's tons of talented black people begging for an opportunity. And there's some people who may not even be looking for an opportunity that would just be great, but whatever. It went off like a lightning rod in the high school, like, yo, they doing a Raisin in the Sun, like, go apply. They was telling every black person, I don't care if you act or you want to act, it doesn't matter. You need to apply, be in the building, because we don't want them giving these black roles to white people. That would be stupid. And I never had any previous like aspiration to be an actor, but I was familiar with the play. And this was pre-Surviving Diddy. I had seen Diddy's interpretation of Raisin in the Sun. I think it was on ABC. He played Walter and the great Felicia Rashad and Sanaa Lathan and I think Sean Patrick Thomas and, and Audra McDonald, lovely cast. They did their rendition of A Raisin in the Sun. So I was familiar with the play. And then later I went and watched the original with Sidney Poitier. And I auditioned and I read for the role of Joseph Assegai. If you're familiar with the play, the main character's little sister Benitha is a little spoiled, entitled, fast-ass little girl put on a pedestal beneath us. She had 2 boyfriends and she was going to medical school, and it's in the 50s. We all struggling. We putting all our money and effort to get her to go to medical school. And she got 2 niggas coming in and out of the crib. She got an Uncle Tom and she got an African. And she was light-skinned, so she was going through her own little plight. And I read for the role of Joseph Assegai, guy from Africa, the grounded, down-to-earth brother, you know what I'm saying, who held her accountable for trying to perm her hair or trying to assimilate and appropriate. And I read with the African accent. And can't you not see that can't you not see how you really move me? Is this not what the world has finally wrought? Da 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 da. And I did that in the audition in the accent without being told. And the Mr. Lundeen, the acting director, lady, the head of the acting department who was doing audition, before we was leaving, he's like, all right, we post, who made the cast next week on this day, da 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 da. Before I walked out, he stopped me. He's like, hey, I'm gonna need you to just go ahead and clear your schedule because you got that role. I'm gonna have you do that role. Done deal. Like, you read it in the accent. It was good. Da 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 da. Boom. We did it. It was great. Bow, off. And I did other things and took drama. And if I wouldn't have graduated early at semester, I would have been able to be a certificated plaqued thespian for the school, where you get a plaque and it's put on the wall in the Hall of Fame. But I graduated early and I didn't take it that last year. But I was amongst the greats and I was really great at what I did. And I just kept it going and got the opportunity to play in the Raisin in the Sun again. Got to play Walter a couple years ago, and that was incredible. You can see that on my platform as well, on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube as well. I got to do a monologue for Walter for the play, and awesome to see that come full circle for me to be in another classic, historic Black play that is Fences right now. I'm doing Fences now, so that's awesome. But yeah, man, big on healing, big on hustling. Pro therapy, very, very pro going to therapy and talking to a professional on what you have going on in your life. I've been a poster child for it, and I've been able to leave a great legacy on people in my life, like pushing them to do it and also leading by example. Try not, if you're not going to therapy, you're not as convincing in telling other people to go to therapy. So make sure if you're telling people to go to therapy, make sure you're still seeing a therapist, so that way you can lead by example. So that would be my advice for that. I'm a cigar and whiskey lover. I will definitely do my due diligence in finding spaces that allow me to smoke in them until I can create my own space where I can smoke quality cigars and drink quality whiskey and bourbon, if you will. Yes, that's, it's heavy cigar smoker, whiskey lover. I'm a member at Habana House, this lovely chain franchise of cigar distribution out here in Austin. Habana House, the lovely lounge. Absolutely, man. So like that in a nutshell, that is me, stand-up comedian, actor, improv, professional, financial professional, pro therapy, Aquarian, multifaceted, multi-hyphenated. That is me, Keywan Moses. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Juice Run. I am Juice. I'm the Juice Master. Thank you for allowing me to reintroduce myself to those who are uninitiated. If you don't know, now you know. We're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling until the wheels fall off, baby. This is going to be my platform to showcase. We're going to have one-on-one interviews. We're going to have collaborations with other creators and producers as well moving forward. And foremost, showing up and providing consistency for you and yours. Thank you so much for the support. And we out of here. My name is Keywan Moses. Thank you for tuning in to the Juice Run podcast. This segment that I have here is called the Juice Jar. We have the lovely juice jar here to where it is a jar of juicy, thought-provoking questions that I will pull one out and answer. All my future guests will answer. Then we just let that be another pivoting platform for conversation. So here we go. This one I got. Let's see what I got. All right, what I got here. What's something you learned the hard way, career-wise? What's something you learned the hard way? Something you learned the hard way is that pride comes before the fall. Being prideful in situations. Even when sometimes you can be right and prideful. You can be right with your pride, but pride comes before the fall. And it's a painful thing because lots of times when you're prideful, people ain't gonna stick around. So I had to learn that. And career-wise, what I learned had to learn the hard way is that just because you're right don't mean changes will be made. Just because you're right doesn't mean people are gonna care. Just because you're right doesn't mean change is gonna happen. That's unfortunate when the little kid in you is like, when you're taught right from wrong, that's right and that's wrong. And when you can prove that you're right and people show you that you're right, and things will be happily ever after, but that's not the case. Something I had to learn the hard way for sure is just let that pride die. Let go of that pride gets you nowhere. Humility invites a lot more people. And there's a lot of power in being humble. A lot of power in being humble. You don't have to explain, and people don't expect as much out of you when you're humble, trust me. It's a lot easier to exceed people's expectations when you're humble. So I had to learn that. If you stay in your lane, there's less traffic jams. Literally and figuratively, if you stay in your lane. Just stay in your lane. And look at the glass half full. Look at the jar half full. For sure. Look at the jar half full and just find your perks, find your motivation, find your motivators, find your incentive. Now, if you can't find any incentives in what you're doing, you need to remove yourself. You need to relocate yourself. You don't have to stick around just for the sake of the check. Find better opportunities. There's other things out there they could be waiting on you, and the universe and God may not be so at liberty to bless you with it because you're in the way and you're allowing whatever this messed up situation to be, messed up job, messed up manager to be in your way. You're allowing it to be in your way. So remove that and take that courage and step away from it. So yeah, that's from the jar. And the last segment that I have is called the middle finger moment. It's what I have called the middle finger moment, where you put a big middle finger up to that person, to that platform or whatever that stifled you, that held you back, that doubted you, that hurt you, tried to set you up for destruction, tried to take away, try to steal your joy, whatever that one is. I remember I had a friend that I told her about, and she like thought of like 2 bullies she had in school. She remembered they whole government name, and it's the funniest shit in the world. But anyway, my middle finger moment would be to old manager Parker, bitch ass white dude that worked at the pharmacy with me. He was a punk. The managers at the pharmacy that I used to work at. If you know, you know, he was a punk. And yeah, man, just held a brother back, you know. And I was a kid. I was a freaking kid. I was 19 and 20, like in college, like, you know what I mean? It's just those white managers, like, who just didn't give me that empathy because I was black. I don't know if that was why, but I know in other aspects, like, I've seen lots more grace and space given to other like white counterparts in that situation. But just any of those professionals that was a dick to me when I was a freaking kid in college trying to figure things out, fuck you and yours. And your kids probably are sleeping with people that look like me. Anyway, you know what I mean? It's like you was racist and entitled and not understanding and judgmental when I was a kid just trying to learn. Yeah, major fuck you to those people in any of those in the dub when I was in college and working, and were just assholes to me and just did show no understanding, like I didn't have a life. Like, so many people, so many names I can drop. I'm not gonna drop them on this episode. May drop them in the future. But yeah, major middle finger to those who did not show me empathy as a baby. And I'm big on being, I'm the oldest in my family. And my dudes had me at 17. So I grew up with my nigga. I grew up with my mom. We grew up together. And now, who I'm becoming now, what I'm focusing on now is just like being who I needed back then. Like, it's so many times I wish I could just jump in the time machine and just hug that younger version of me and just be there for him, because it's a lot of people that mistreated me, but I didn't know how to stand up for myself. So like, major middle finger to those motherfuckers. And that'll be something that I want to continue, is just, hey man, shine a light on that shit. That shit is therapeutic. So big fuck you to them. I know I didn't compartmentalize a lot of other middle finger moments, but that's another reason why I'm happy I'm showcasing this podcast, because there'll be so many other moments that I can click and tap back into. So you'll hear a lot of other dope middle finger moments coming from me. But thank you all so much for tuning in to the Juice Run podcast. My name is Kiwan Moses. Y'all be safe. Peace.